All right, guys, welcome. We are starting a little bit late here in our rookie class. Had a few people doing their outrunning challenges for today. We even had a police chase in here, and Jerry ended up having a little bit of a wipeout, got diverted on one of the crossroads on the outroads there by the wheat fields. He got pushed down south, so, he wanted to go north, but, the policeman, Sheriff Sean of Nottingham, had to put him down south. So, he's got diverted. He's going to have a couple extra days that he's going to have to deal with to try to get his car. Nonetheless, we're fixing to start our rookie class race here at Lanes Raceway. And as you guys know, we do it on the World's track one week. The next week we do it on Oval. Well, now it's our third race. We're back on the blue track, and we're going to be doing some qualifying action. Right now, T is checking to see if the cars are legal. So she's checking rear end heights and stuff like that. Then all these guys are going to have to stand out, and track marshal for Jerry on deck will be Devin. So Devin needs to be close by. I'm going to get everything set up here real quick, and then we'll get this underway. So let me click on that right there. Yes, sir. What? I can't hear you, dude. How many what? It's 12 votes. For this track? For this track? We got that turned down. I think it's like 10 or so. All right, chat's live, YouTube, Facebook, Twitch. Yes, are you ready? We got track marshals. We good? All right, Jerry, you're up. Devin, you're on deck. Be ready to hook up immediately after him. Here we go. All right, Jerry Martin out right now. Ended up, last time he was on the blue track, ended up finishing second to Andrew Neighbors just by a hair, literally less than 6 feet. Right now running a 7.457. His car is quite a bit quicker than it was last time. He had one of the initial flexi cars in the beginner's kits that didn't have the right spur gear in it when they first come out. They were actually called GRC cars. But now they're called starter cars, and they all come the same. So, nonetheless, he's now got that in there, so we're seeing his times pick up a little bit. Currently at a 6.6692. We'll see if he can get it a little bit quicker than that. And Jerry, I think he's about ready for a set of tires on that car. He's got 56. For some reason or another, the time is set wrong incorrectly on this. So our qualifying is going to be extremely long today because we have allowed Jerry to go all the way through this for 2-minute heats. But it's actually supposed to be 1-minute heats for qualifying. Nonetheless, I got busy. I had to have T help me out there, so she did the best she could. Jerry still qualifying there, wrecking almost every time on the first corner there. Just needs to let her brake there a little bit. To have these cars to brake, you got to let completely off. So a 6.692 there for Jerry. Next up, Devin, you need to get hooked up. Devin needs to get hooked up. You better get hooked up. You got 16 seconds. On deck, Brace and Neil. Be ready to get hooked up. T, Remove whatever's in front of those vents. Move them away. The air's not running good. Got several people in here right now. They're struggling to keep the air up. So right now, Devin running a 6.837. Got a couple guys still practicing here on the RC track. Like I said, we got orange working here. You can see several people over there on the oval playing around. So a lot of heads in here making some heat. I got both units running, but it's just having some struggles keeping up. .619. 5 seconds to go. A 6.493 was looking to be the fastest time there for Devin. Next up is Brayson Neal. He's going to get his car hooked up there on blue lane. 0.2 faster, Devin, than Jerry. Shane White, hello all. We raced at Bill's place today. We are really looking forward to y'all coming down. Shane, we're pretty excited. I'm a little nervous. I hadn't raced in 3 years. Hopefully I can do something out there. But I don't expect it to be too good, to be at the very least. For this race, it won't because it's got an Eagle motor. Or you bought that's actually a Hawk 7. The cars that are in this race here, you got to have a stomp motor with their gear ratio. It's a 36 in the back and a 10 or a 9 pinion.
Got a challenge for you. You'll like this.
What's the challenge, Sean?
All right. So basically, how it works is it is bracketed circle track racing or flat track racing. You can race any two cars against each other. Doesn't matter how fast they are. You can have a 2-second car versus a 10-second car, and it's an even race.
Yeah, you're talking about like Le Mans style racing.
Well,
Class racing, all of them racing together.
well, it's going to be a heads-up race. One person runs green, one person runs yellow. That way, neither person is interacting with each other in the corners, and they're both on good colors. You qualify your car.
Shane White, if you can't pass them, then it's the wall for everyone. I agree with that, Shane. Continue, Sean. Sorry.
So how it works is you have somebody qualify, or everybody, the two racers qualify to figure out what their dial-in time is. Whatever that time is, they cannot run faster than that time during their little 10-lap race. The faster of the two cars races for 10 laps. As soon as that 10 lap is cut, race is over. Then the slower of the two cars, however many laps they have and how many spaces they have, is their score.
Yeah, that'd be tough to do with the software, though.
Don't have to do it with software.
Well, I know. Dude, I'm not looking to add more work to myself. Like, if the software can't do it, I don't want to do it.
You can do it. You can have it.
I know I can do it. I'm not saying I can't do those things, but what I'm saying is I'm not trying to add more work. Look, as you can see, this place is very busy. It's me and my wife running this. We need like an automated system to make this work. So, well, I mean, if you want to run it, run it.
You can change the setting to where it just cuts off at 10 laps.
All right, next up, Andrew Neighbors, Brayson Neal with a 7.123.
Good times looking right here.
Yeah, Devin did pretty good. He turned a 6.493.
That's fast.
Mm-hmm. All right, Nathaniel Burden, you'll be on deck. Be ready to hook up.
Oh, Nathaniel's running a rookie race, huh?
Mm-hmm. Y'all just go over and buy you one and run it too.
Straight out of the box.
Yep. Do not mess with these cars, Sean. Nathaniel and all them, they're not going to touch these cars. They're literally just going to bring them out of the box like everybody else is doing. Don't get in the rookie series. Go over oiling the bushes, buffing the axles, and don't be doing that. Like it's not meant to be that way. It's meant to be just fun.
Let me make you a deal. Build me a loaner, and I won't even take it to my box. I'll just come over there, put it on the track, run it as is.
Well, I'll tell you what. You go over to the T and you tell her you want that car that's the other one that's in the box. You sort her the stomp motor in it and put a 36 gear in the back of it, and I'll let you use that car.
Can I keep it, like have it, or just use it? Like you just keep it up here and I.
Well, I mean, if you buy the kit, you can have it, but I'll let you use it if you just want to race. Right now, Andrew Neighbors in good fashion, very quick like he was the last time he was on this blue track. 6.594. Not the fastest lap time, but you can see he's very consistent keeping his car on. It's hardly budging off the track. Now, him and Derek are very high competitive. Derek there at the camel hump of the track. Both of these guys very, very good. Alan Ingram, next weekend is going to be amazing. Yes, it is, Alan. We are very excited. We got the RV in the back right now.
Up there. What's up, Alan?
See Sean down here, little mini Sean.
What's up, Alan? When you coming back?
When are you coming down there, Sean? Are you going to go down there and race with these guys?
Well, I can't afford the trip.
All you got to do is just say I'm not going to work.
I can't afford it.
Well, I can't afford it either, but I'm going. You can join in on the fun with the rest of us.
Oh, yeah.
Sean's scared. He's too afraid to go down there. Just letting you know, Alan. But it's all right. I was hoping I could get a picture of the RV. I guess that's on Subway's camera set.
Fresh.
Anyways, the RV's in the back being pumped out and all that stuff. Dad's getting it ready. We're pretty ready. Mom's coming. My wife's coming. I think they're going to do some Goodwill shopping and stuff while we're racing. Sean, thank you. All right, red flag. Andrew Neighbors with a 6.557. Glenn Burden, you'll be on deck. Glenn knows to hook up quick. So I just found out some good information on the RC track. So 3.195, I believe, was what Cody Bickle's been running on Tuesday nights. And Bones turned a 3.2. So he's finally figured out something in his car to make it quick. And I think all the rest of the guys are figuring that out too. So Nathaniel Burden got a car fresh out of the box here. He's going to have a little bit of work to do there. Cody Bickle says, hope you guys had a good 1RC show. Sorry, me and Chase was racing big cars. Oh, that's awesome. Well, we had 6 guys, man, or 6 entries. But they did have a good race, Cody, and, they figured some stuff out. I think they're wanting to try to speed their cars up like you. Like I said, Bones got his down to a 3.2 something. So that's a lot quicker than it was. So might have a little bit of interesting racing on your hands come Tuesday. I know Chase and you, stiff competition, but Bones has built a very smooth, very fast little car here. And he's out there practicing right now. I think he's just got a somewhat weak battery in his car there. But nonetheless, very smooth. Blake, he's been working on his too. Right now, Nathaniel Burden, the 6.709. Oh, Cody, you sent Bones a few videos? Well, I'm sure he appreciated it. We all get these cars figured out together. Maybe instead of us heading to Cleveland, Tennessee, we all get together and we head to one of these big, huge races, and we show them how it's done down here in the South. And we're going to win a couple of these 1RC races. That'd be something. And I'm not talking about our 1RC races that we put on, but I'm talking about we go win one of the big events that they put on. They put on a couple times a year. Daniel Burden's car is squealing like a pig. His front body's dragging there, fresh out of the box. Nonetheless, he's keeping it on, running a 6.662. All right, that's good for Nathaniel in a third position. Now, four of these guys are going to be in A main, four of these guys are going to be in a B main. Amber Harper, wish we was there today. We're in Gatlinburg this week. Gatlinburg, sweet mercy. I wish I was in Gatlinburg. Me and the wife and her family went up there a few years back, and we stayed up in a mountainous area on a golf course. And that place is like a little Vegas, really. They got aquatic areas you can go and visit. It's just a nice place, too. Glenn's ready. But we went to the Titanic experience that was there. Whenever I was there, and a bodies experience was like a bunch of bodies they were actual human bodies, which was wild. But the Titanic experience was crazy when you find out how cold it was on that night. You walk into that room and you feel like what it was for them. It's like, man, that's kind of creepy because it's like in a nighttime scene too. But it was super cold. And I was like, man, I couldn't imagine being in water that cold. You stick your hand in it, you can't keep it in there for longer than a few seconds unless you're just crazy developed when it comes to cold weather. Glenn Bird's got his car out there, currently turning a 7.199. And his car's pretty good and planted there. He's running a Gemini with Mid-America tires, and he's got the same gear as the other guys and stuff. Only difference is he didn't buy it in a rookie kit class, but it's the same exact car as what they're running. .611 there for Glenn Burden. James gets him back on there in turn one. A special shout out to Sean McCutcheon. He helped me out here today. He was the sheriff of Nottingham, as he had to race for one of our outrunners, Jerry Martin. Jerry Martin was the first one, as you guys seen on Facebook, to make it to the first intersection. And sure enough, man, we heard sirens last night, but we get here today, and those sirens were coming from Sheriff Sean McCutcheon. And ended up putting Jerry into the wall. And Jerry was wanting to move north. He was wanting to move up into the grainiest fields to get to his end spot a little bit quicker than normal. But the sheriff wrecked him, moved him back, ended up getting silver for the day, and got knocked back a spot down south. So Glenn Burden now in third position. So the Burden brothers are the cutoff line, or the Burden kinfolk. Up next, we got Ricky Neighbors. He's going to be up for qualifying. Ricky, you ready? Here we go. On deck is Derek, so he'll be ready to hook up right after this. And Ricky, he ended up having to race a few of his boys today for their challenge. They haven't yet made it to the intersection, the first intersection of outrunning. But they raced all three of each other today and moved up a spot. One of them got a bronze. The other one's got a silver and a gold. And we seen Andrew, normally getting golds, has nothing but golds. But then today, he was hooked up on white lane. The green flag went, and they got a lap on him. So he ended up getting third. He didn't like it, but, I mean, that's racing. Sometimes you forget to start your car, I guess. Ricky right now with a 6.705 in his car. He's probably doing a little bit like me, letting off a little bit too much, but nonetheless, he's keeping his car on, and that's really what matters in this class. He's trying to learn that trigger fidelity to step up into an intermediate to pro class in the Flexi Challenge. So these guys are definitely enjoying learning how to drive these cars at the very least. And they also love drag racing. So we didn't have a drag race scheduled for tonight, but if enough of the drag racers are here after this race, we're going to fire up another little Saturday night drag race here. My brother enjoying himself on vacation, hanging out with Bo Jackson in the Virgin Islands. I sent him a message. I said, Bo knows scuba. Gabriel's like, yes, he does. I did see a documentary on Bo Jackson. It's been a while ago, but I seen where he's like an extremely talented archer. Like he picked that up after all the sports and stuff that he was in. So Ricky Neighbors now the cutoff as he pushes Nathaniel down one spot. And we got Derek left to go. So Ricky's on the bubble. And if Derek gets a better time than him, then Ricky will get pushed down into the B main. And Derek is our last qualifier. After this, we'll be rocking into our rookie race. And Derek's car, usually one of the faster cars here. He's got a lot of golds on the outrunning racer pass that we got here. For everybody that's got one of these rookie kits, they got into the racer's pass for free. Everybody else had to pay $10. Unless you're a member, then it's $5. You get half off if you're a member. So Ricky having trouble getting Derek's car back in there. His front of his slot didn't want to go in there. Derek having trouble there on the last corner. For him to get a good time, he's definitely going to have to come off that corner nice and smooth. And it looks like he's going to make his first time here, 6.694. That might be enough just off that one time. See several people playing pinball here today. Lanes Raceway always trying to keep the latest and greatest pinball machines. We got our eyes on a few other ones, but we got to get rid of some of the older ones here. Christy Neighbors, Derek, LOL. I don't know who's worse, you or your dad. I think Derek possibly is going to have his time to get him in the A main. But as you guys know, not all lanes are blue lanes. So not all lanes are super easy to drive, to say the least. A lot of the lanes are tough to drive on the insides and the outsides especially. So the best ones to learn off are black and red for sure. 24 seconds left to go and a 6.530. That's definitely going to solidify him in the top 4. Got some exciting stuff coming up in the summertime. We're going to have free movie nights. Going to have a meat week, which is also going to be our banquet. We're going to have Derek going to bring out the top time there. Like I said, he's a force to be reckoned with, to say the least. That ends it for the qualifying. So Derek, Devin, Andrew, and Glenn. Let me write that down real quick. Derek, Devin, Andrew, Glenn, A main. And then B main is going to be Ricky, Nathaniel, Jerry, Bryson. All right, guys, we're going to be running 2 main features here, okay? So First up is going to be B main. So all people that are in the A main must track marshal for the B main people. This goes in reverse. I'll put it. This is how serious I am about you track marshaling for the other people. So after the B main, the A main happens. The B main people track marshal for the A main. Don't think you can leave and go home. If you don't have that kind of time to run this race, go on and leave now. Because if you leave during the middle of the race and not track marshal for the other group, I'm just going to pull you completely out of the series. That's how serious I am about it. So just make sure you track marshal for people. I mean, they deserve your respect. Remember, B main's going to be up first. A main's going to track marshal for you. Please track marshal for them after your main. The way that it works, it goes by top laps. So even though you're in the B main, you can technically still win it. You just have to have more laps than everybody in the A main. So don't wreck. So don't count yourself out. All these times are very, very close together. Very close. So it's going to boil down to wrecks. So just keep it on, run good, clean races, and track marshal for each other. And I'm going to get this started, and we're going to get it under the way. Here in a minute, I'll be asking where you want to be positioned. Okay. All right, so let's go on over here. We've got to change the race format here. And it's going to be round robin time heats, 2 minutes, of course. We're going to select racers here, and the first one's up is going to be Ricky. So Glenn, Andrew, Devin, and Derek. Derek, move him out. Glenn. Andrew. All right. Ricky, where would you like to be placed? Orange? Nathaniel, where would you like to be? Black? Jerry, where would you like to be? Purple? Brayson, where would you like to be? Green? Okay. We got to go back into the options now. We got to give them enough time to rotate. So that's going to get moved up to 40 seconds so you guys can see where they're finishing. And then we're going to move this up to 120 for a total of 2 minutes. 2 minutes on, 2 minutes off. All right, everybody in the A main, take your spots for track marshaling. Everybody in the B main, hook up on your spot. Glenn, you can put them over here if you want. That way ain't nobody going to come over here and try to cheat them cars up before the A main. Okay, 1, 2, 3, and then Glenn will take up the other spot. Christy Neighbors, all three of y'all whooping up on Dad. Jacob Harper replying to Christy Neighbors. Christy Neighbors doesn't take that much. I will say this, Ricky was on the cutoff. He was right there. So a little bit of improvement, and he'll be up there with the boys. Hello, Sean.
I'm gonna give you $5 for you to give $5 track bucks to somebody. And I want you to name a bounty for whoever does not come off this entire race. Yep. Does that sound good?
Let them know. All right, what's the colors? Is that right? right now? Christy Neighbor says, thank you for going live. I enjoy watching all these races. Christy, I appreciate your kind words. Thank you. Everything for these racers, for sure. These guys put a lot of time in on these cars, trying to make them good. Even the rookies, so. All right, guys, y'all ready? All right, guys, live track. Here we go. Gabriel goes, do I hear Sean in the background? Yes, you do. Sean has put up a bounty, Gabriel Kirtley. Sean says if nobody comes off, he's going to give them $5 in track bucks. So it looks like Brayson's out. I'm going to let Sean deal with all that. I'm going to try to keep eyes on the race here. Ricky out to an early lead. Now, Ricky was the high qualifier. Gabriel Kirtley says, if so, let him know he better get his winning in. I'll be back soon. Did you hear that, Sean? Gabriel says you better get your winning in, that he'll be back soon.
He don't want none.
Sean says you don't want none, Gabe. But I just don't think he's got the White Sox blood. Do you, Gabe? Sean's had it easy here the past couple weeks. Gabe's been out.
Oh, orange out.
He's been getting certified scuba, trying to better himself for deep sea adventures, trying to find Davy Jones lockers. Ooh, man. It's getting lively here in the rookie series. Racers not being able to see the stickers, I suppose, but I don't know. But, man, there's a lot of screaming going on there. Live track's always exciting. Now, of course, track calls are only on the red lanes in between the red slots. That's over the bridge, under the bridge, and on the front stretch. And then, of course, riders, the racers control riders with their red button. So if the cars get off and ride in another lane, they need to hit that red button or lose their car. Gabriel Kirtley goes, no, he don't. For those that don't know, I'm talking about White Sox blood. That was me, my brother, and a few other select friends that we grew up with. Man, we were good in minor league baseball here in Livermore, Kentucky. We just couldn't be touched. And it was like, they just don't have the White Sox blood. And that's what it boiled down to. Lived our lives off of it pretty much. All right, let's head over here and check out the right display. So we got Ricky out in the lead right now, 16 laps, 16 average. Nathaniel Burden 15 with 15 average. Jerry Martin 13 with 13 average, and Brayson Neal 10 with 10 average. Now that's of course going to change as we go through more and more of these round robins as we progress.
We have no survivors.
No survivors after the first heat. Ken, can you believe that?
No, sir, I cannot.
But he still leaves it to the A main, so there's still a chance.
Yeah, amen, I guess. Ken back in the mix. Hadn't seen him in a while. Good to see him.
And I'm out.
You're leaving?
Yeah, we got to get on.
All right, Ken, man, it was good seeing you.
Pleasure seeing you guys. Right on, Benny.
If you guys need to know anything about racing wing cars, Ken has 100 wing cars, don't you, Ken?
Pretty much.
He's always in here running out. You kind of disappointed the orange track was down, wasn't you, Ken?
Yes, I was. I love the orange track.
I'll tell you right now, that thing is going to be ready for wing cars when it's done. I've sanded the hump out of it. That thing is smooth.
Probably going to be a shoot.
Dad's been painting it. I mean, everything's leveled back up. There's a little bit of a kick in Dead Man's Corner now. I mean, that you might be able to hold it. Yeah, you might be able to hold it wide open if we spray glue medium on it. It's going to be quick when it's done.
I don't know if it'll hold the fast anymore.
It might not hold the fast like Group 20s, Group 27s, and stuff like that, but it might hold an Eagle. Maybe.
My 12 car's quick, man.
Your Group 12?
Strap 12 is pretty quick. That one
Man.
you were running a while ago?
Yeah.
I like that car. It's built good.
Can get some pretty good deals. He's had a couple Group 7s with Hawk cans that he's been running over there.
I wouldn't mind getting a motorless Buick roller.
Well, I got one right over there.
A motorless one?
Yeah.
How much?
200.
That's too much.
All right, you ain't getting it.
I can put a motor in it. So on these Group F classes we're going to be running next season.
See y'all. Y'all be careful on the way home. Thank y'all.
On the Group F class we're going to be running next season.
Uh-huh.
Is it restricted to motor, track clearance, and pretty much open from there? I can run bearings. Can I run ball bearings
Yeah.
in the chassis?
Yeah, so it's open like the parts. 332nd axle though, you have to run that. 332nd
Commercially
gear.
available chassis.
Yes.
Okay.
You can, like if it was ever built, you can run it. That's the rules right now. Now we'll have what's called a preliminary race, and if anybody that's racing it says, hey, you know what, we don't need to allow that, we don't need to allow this, we'll make a vote on it, and we might change it. You know how you guys make your rule changes, so just make your changes and we'll be good.
I wouldn't mind having getting you to order me a chassis sometime, like a 3.8 long laser cut.
3.8. Well, I can do it. There's Coford. We've been getting some pretty good Coford chassis that are long, 3.5, 3.6, something like that.
Those aren't long, those are short.
Well, I mean, when you can go to 3.125, those are longer. That's 3 1/8. 3.125.
From the axle to the guide.
Axle to the guide, I don't know what that size would be. I'm talking about from the front wheels to the rear axle.
4 inches on that.
Well, 4 inches, then that'd be really small if you did it from the guide to the rear axle.
Yeah. Well, anything under I think 3.7 is considered like a 132nd car. But they make a lot of the 3.8 short wheelbase cars that are supposedly pretty quick.
Well, I can pretty much get you the good chassis if you want them. Right now, Ricky's still out in the lead, 32 laps, 31 for Nathaniel. Let me get us over here on the right display here. 31 for Nathaniel, Jerry 27, 21 for Brace and Neal. So about 6 laps, 5 laps, 5.5 laps separating lead from the top. Gabriel Kirtley looks like a lot of new people. I'm glad to see it. I am too. We have been getting quite a few new people here lately. We knew this was coming. It's going to get hot outside and people are going to be miserable and they're going to want air conditioning. So we'll make sure it's nice and cool in here. People want to come in and hang out. And just like clockwork, pinballs are picking back up. But just like clockwork, so are the prices anywhere you're trying to buy them. But if you're looking for a pinball machine, we're still keeping our prices low here because we want the new pinball machines. It's not about making money. It's about getting them newer pinball machines in here. So if you're looking for your first pinball machine, Lanes Raceway has 4 of them for sale right now at $5,500. And these are newer sterns. These are Spike 2 sterns. So they do have stern insider connected, vibrating motors in them. Pin sound for hooking up headphones. I mean, they're fully decked out, loaded pro model pinball machines. So definitely give us a call if you're looking to do that so that we can get some better, newer pinball machines in here. We ain't got enough room. If we had the room, we'd already have them, but we don't have the room. We got to swap them out. So please give us a call on that if you're looking into that. 30 seconds, we'll be going back green racing. If you haven't seen it yet, take a good look at this. Man, look at these good looking shirts here. Summer Series shirts here for these racers and our new school, old school class. Got the Camaro and Chevelle there in the background. It's a little clear because I used a chroma correction just so I could knock out the white. But nonetheless, we got these shirts available for all racers. If you want to be a racer, come on in. There's still time. And get in these rookie races with these guys. They'd love to have you. We just got a new one here today. Actually, 2 new ones. Glenn Burden and Nathaniel Burden popping in on these races today. We got an exceptional membership plan here, $149 for adults, and you could be running this race for free instead of paying $20 every time you race it. And that includes all slot car races, plus free track time anytime that we're open with your membership. If you're a serious racer and you're always here, it's definitely a no-brainer. It all adds up very quickly. We want you to have a good time, and plus, you know, knowing that money's coming in every month helps us out here at Lanes Raceway. Keeps the lights burning and keeps the air conditioner cold. And the dude wipes in the bathroom, which everybody loves. Dude wipes and Charmin toilet paper, not the real one-ply thin stuff. And we got some really nice soaps. from Kentucky Smell Goods, related to the person that actually makes those. And I'll tell you what, we're going to have to re-up because we've been selling out of the wax warmers here. Big hit here in McLean County. Everybody coming in just to get those. They could care less about slot car racing. They're coming in to get wax warmers and smell goods. But we got a signature smell here at Lanes Raceway. Actually, a couple of them. We got race fuel and burnt rubber. 25 seconds left to go in this round robin heat, and it's been a race. Nathaniel Burden now in the lead. Ricky in second position there with 43. Jerry Martin 39 and Brayson Neal 29. Jerry, he was just a little bit off from a win the last time he raced here, but I think Jerry's having some issues keeping his car on tonight, as his tires are doing what all these rubber tires do after they've been setting for a while. They'll get like a little loop in them, and it's only riding on those outer edges. When that happens, it's either hootie time or it's time to get a new set. Either way, you got to do something, or the car's going to keep tilting out. Nathaniel Burden out in the lead, 49 laps, 16.3. Ricky Neighbors, 46 with a 15.3 on average. Jerry Martin, 41 with a 13.7 on average. And Brayson Neal, 31 with a 10.3 on average. But hey, if RC isn't, or if slot cars isn't enough for you, we do have some RC action here. Here's some of our RC points here, as you can see, and some of our tracks here. We can see Cody Schock there with his car moving over there. He's been running on the track a little bit. This is WK Raceway here. And then we also have another RC track, and one in the future is going to be installed here shortly. We got a little flat track here, a little flat track oval that we run on Thursday nights. And we had our first little RC soccer game Thursday, and man, it was a big hit. Actually, the guys really enjoyed it. It was pretty fun for them. Nonetheless, we're already halfway through our B main. Nathaniel Burden now pulling up into the lead here. We still have some A main action left to go, and there's some stiff competition in there. Andrew Neighbors, Derek Neighbors, both them guys very, very tough to beat. Glenn Burden there actually in the mix. He was pretty close to the cutoff, if I'm not mistaken. But the A main is going to be stiff competition. Devin actually in there in the A main this week. So the Neighbors coming correct here, wanting to get that top position in points. This is their third race, and their points will be all added up. Of course, we take the top four, so it's going to be pretty exciting. 12 seconds left to go. It looks like everybody is track marshal ready. On Saturdays, we open at 3 and we close at 10 o'clock. So if you want to come in and get in on the action, we'll be here. But then again, I will tell you this. After all the races are ran, if everybody is out of the shop on summertime, we shut her down. So just letting you know. Summertime tends to be a little more expensive to run with both units rolling simultaneously. But at any time that we're not here, if we're supposed to be here, you just give us a call on the door. And I don't live too far away if you need something to buy or you want to hang out or whatever. But most of the time, that ain't how it is. Most of the time, the guys are here for the race and then they're gone. One minute left. Nathaniel Burden currently in the lead. 58 laps. Jerry trying his best to catch Ricky here as he's at 11 laps. Ricky currently at 9. Black lane being pretty tough there for Brayson. He's going to have to lift off on that trigger there and add a little bit of brake action. Yes. That was black lane. Okay, I'll take a look at it. All right, that's a red flag rotation. Let me take a look here. Did you mess with his braid? That's what it was. You can't have those braid super duper flat. They have to have just about a 16th of an inch. All right, so another victim of too flat braid. You can get by with that. I'll tell you how to get by with it, but a lot of people just don't go that way. You can put guide flag spacers underneath your car until it runs perfectly with flat braid. But one issue I find that if you do run flat braid like that, if you don't have your guide flag sanded on top and bottom where the shaft is, and on the bottom, sliding it back and forth, getting it perfectly flat, you'll end up wearing your braid out in a hot spot, and then it ends up shorting out too. So the best thing you want to do is, like, here's the guide flag straight. You want your braids just to be about like that. You don't want them like this, but like that, just barely down. That way there's a little bit of tension there, and then it'll burn up the back side of the braid until it burns them all the way back. That's the best way to do it, in my opinion, but that's just an opinion for longevity purposes. I do like longevity purposes, so there's always that. 20 seconds, we'll be back racing, and I'll tell you what, it's been a pretty good race so far, really. But we do have drag racing for those that love going in a straight line. Let's see if I can get a little picture here for you to see it. Here's our long little drag strip. This is a Giannis Knobkins quarter-mile drag strip here at Lanes Raceway. We've been hosting races here for about a year now. It's been quite fun. The most that we've ever had is 94 pairs. So what is that total? 188 total people or race cars. Not bad for a little town of Livermore. So it's definitely been a blessing. Thank the Lord for that. And this whole place down here has been a blessing. Special thanks to my family, because without them, I wouldn't be here where I'm at today. This takes a lot of work and a lot of intelligence to run a place like this, and that's something that I just wasn't really gifted with. I was gifted with the gift to gab. My brother was gifted with a large amount of internet and computer knowledge. He can speak the language of the computer. Dad, he was gifted with a lot of, carpenter knowledge. All right, good. The racers did hit the track for themselves. That's great. Automated. I love it when it's automated and I don't have to do it. Whoever came off, hit the button. Whoever came off, hit the button. Yeah, somebody did. Wasn't me. No, if you yell track, the person off needs to hit the button. But they're not allowed to hit the button themselves. Yeah, that's fine. You're the marshal. Lynn and I are a little confused on how we've been running it, but nonetheless, it keeps me from having to think about it so much. The track marshals think they can get it. They're not going to yell track. It's supposed to be a live track, folks. But yeah, Randy Kirtley, definitely, if you guys haven't noticed here, we'll skip over here real quick. You can see he's been working on the orange track very, very much. Very much good when it comes to carpentry skills and electrical skills and stuff of that nature. Nathaniel Burden out in an 8-lap lead. Ricky now in second position. Jerry still trying to fight up there, but Jerry having some issues there on white lane, keeping his car on. It seems like every corner he's coming off there. Like I said, this could be boiling down to the way his car's sitting, but most likely it's probably those tires, I would say. Jerry's been racing this class. He was the first one to get one of the kits. And he's actually our leader right now when it comes to the outrunning passive racers pass that we have. That's going to be a heat over there, so let's head over there to the right display. Look at that. Nathaniel Burton out in the lead, 84 laps. That's 16.8 on average. Ricky Neighbors, 75 with 15 on average. Jerry Martin, 68 with 13.6 on average. And Brayson Neal, 55 with 11 on average. He said a pretty good day. Looks like the rain's starting to come back a little bit. A little bit of sprinkling action, I believe, going on right now. It's been off and on all day, kind of humid. I guess the plants need it. I went to Roll King in Owensboro, Kentucky. Anybody living nearby there, definitely go to Roll King and check it out. They got tomatoes, peppers, several different types of herbs and spices and stuff that they're selling there. 50 cents a pot. I bought a pot, literally, I kid you not. It was about 12 inches around. It was several sprigs of dill for 50 cents. There was originally like 20 bucks. So they got some pretty good deals there. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say that those plants are healthy that they got there because they're all turning yellow and everything like that. Too much sun, too much water, whatever it may be. But nonetheless, 50 cents, you can't really beat it just for the pots and the soil that's in it anyway. So I got them, and I've been nursing them back to health. Been collecting a lot of wild garlic, too, and been fermenting it in oil and in honey. I've got a lot of honey and hardly anything to do with it. So I've been doing a lot of fermenting and stuff like that and trying to put that kind of stuff to use. Going to give it away as some Christmas presents and stuff like that. So it'll be pretty cool. And then I can say, hey, I actually made that. So I'm excited about that. We all got to have our hobbies and, you know. All the guys having a pretty good laugh there. They're getting ready to get pretty close to ending this. They're 2/3 of the way. We're hearing a lot of beating banging going on. That's next to me is the RC track as some of the guys are practicing getting their street stocks ready for next week.
What motors in the rental cars?
Rental cars, 28K JKs.
Should I run one of those now?
In that,
Yeah.
it'd be slower by a lot.
Okay.
Why would you want to do that? Why don't you just get the same motor everybody else has got?
I like a challenge. Started out the Smart Body series with the slowest motor.
Well, I mean, in that case, just grab a rental car and race it against them. If you want a challenge, you won't beat them though. Huh?
That'd be fun to just race with them though.
Yeah. Well, do it. I don't care.
I don't have a weapon or I don't have a farm up turbo. I just run with a rental controller. That's a further.
I mean, I don't care, but I mean, I'm not going to be able to give you points, you know. But yeah, I don't care if you get in there with them. It don't bother me one bit. You're a member, so it ain't going to cost you nothing. And I'm sure they ain't going to care. They'll probably be happy to have another racer. Why can't you? I put you in A main. You would have qualified A main anyway. Okay, I'll put you in there next race.
I gotta claim my own bounty if I'm out there.
You better get out there and track marshal. Nobody gets to race unless they track marshal. I'm a stickler about that. We've had some issues in the past because we run A main and B main right now. This is our B main. What happens is the guys in the B main run their race, and then after that they want to go home. And we've had that happen several times. So now I'm to the point it's just like, all right, well, you'll be completely disqualified if you don't track marshal for the A's. So I don't care. It's, you know, you can't expect somebody to track marshal for you and then you not for them. It's just wild to me. I always took enjoyment out of track marshaling. I always tried to be the quickest and the fastest at doing it. So I find it weird that people don't want to do that. But nonetheless, it is what it is. People are different nowadays, and that's fine. Nathaniel Burton still in the lead, 101.89. Ricky, Jerry, 80.68. Brace and Neil. So we see a little bit meeting of the minds there at the end of the track at the Summer Series. That's Ricky, Devin, and Derek there having a little conversation. The legend himself, Ricky, he is currently in this heat, so he's going to have to take a look at his car there. Good practice, clean your brake, clean your tires, oil your rear end, any chance that you get during these rotations. It's 2 minutes on, 2 minutes off, so you got plenty of time to do it. Guillermo Sire makes these pit boys that we call them, and you got your oil and everything all in one place and hanging on the side of the track when you're racing, and it helps tremendously instead of having to pack all that stuff in your pocket. Colford for years has made aprons that you can get these aprons to put on, and that works out really good too. So
I'm gonna run all 8 rental cars.
what?
Whatever lane I'm on, I'm gonna put this. Gonna be the color I'm gonna put the car on. So I'm just gonna run up there, grab a car.
That'll work. I don't care. That'll be fine. So Sean, he's going to run a rental car in the A main. But like I told him, he's not going to get points, but he just wants to run with the guys. He comes several hours away. He don't have a car for this. Now Sean is definitely not a rookie, but as long as he's slower than everybody else, I don't care. Well, we're going back green racing, round robin 7 of 8, 155. Nathaniel Burton's been leading for quite some time. He's about 10 laps up on Ricky. Jerry Martin currently in third position. I was expecting a little bit more from Jerry, but at the same aspect, like I said, I know a lot of it has to do with his tires here. And not to mention, he came off of a cop run, and when you're on a cop run and you're running from the cops, your adrenaline's high, and he narrowly escaped a police. All right, sorry about that. Lost the headset there, but I was just not picking fun. He really ain't running from the police, by the way, but he's running from Lanes Raceway's police. Just a little satire there. Nonetheless, it might have affected him a little bit, getting pushed down to the south instead of the north. These things happen. All right, we've got some spam coming in from Twitch. Let's go ahead and fix that. Randomly generated, too. I'm blocking one of those every live stream, it seems like. They want you to buy a big old farm of views. The only issue is they're all fake, and it doesn't really get you anything. So it's like, why would you pay somebody for that? I don't get it, but way I see it, it's like this. You either like slot car racing, RC racing, hobby racing, and you want to be a part of the community, hang out with us, or you don't. First and foremost, these live streams are for our racers to go back and try to better themselves. And, they can hear me live say what I believe is wrong with their car, and they might be curious while the race is going on. Why is my car acting this way? They go back and watch the live stream, and they hear me say, well, this is what's wrong with their car. This is why their gear's squealing. This is whatever. And then, that gives them a little bit of information to come back the next week, maybe get it fixed. And they come up to me all the time, and they was like, I didn't even think about that, but that's what I did with my car, and it fixed it. And I was like, that's great, So it's all good. And it's just a better slot car racing in general. And I'm always an advocate for people to do live streams and commentate slot cars, as I think it does help the sport out altogether. Nathaniel Burton, 118, 16.9 on average. Ricky Neighbors, 104, 14.9 on average. Jerry Martin in third position there right now at 13.3. Brace and Neal at 78 with 11.1 on average. And folks, like I said, there's still a lot of racing left to go. This is just our B main. And then, of course, after this, we have our A main, our feature race, which is our faster racers, the ones that stay on the track a little bit more. It's not as many of an issue. These guys should be turning more laps. Now, they can still win the race in the B main if they turn more laps than people in the A main, but, it just boils down to if they stay on the track or not. intermission here. Let's go over to WK Raceway, our RC track here. You see Bones here practicing with his car. Now, he told me earlier he turned a 3.2 in this car, and you can barely hear this car unless he hits the wall. It's very smooth. And of course, you can see their shirts there for the RC. And if you guys wanted to get in the RC, you need that car he's got, which is a dirt street stock. Looks just like his car on the back of this shirt here. Dirt is for racing, asphalt's for getting there. There's dirt racing here. Of course, our track's not really dirt, simulated dirt, but nonetheless, you get the drift. It kind of acts like dirt anyway. Tate, right, has one RC raced yet? Yes, they have. That live stream was live about an hour or so ago, so it should be popping up on YouTube if you want to go and check that out. We only had 3 racers here today. 2 of them were eligible for points, and Bones was there to block, and Bones ended up blocking that first position. So nobody got 100 points this Saturday, but there's still some pretty good points given out. Cody ended up getting 90 and 95 for Blake. Tim Hall, if you know him, he's been running up pretty close to the lead. He didn't make either Tuesday or today, so that was pretty tough. So he'll have to come back next week. I think he's doing some camping and stuff like that. So he'll come back next week pretty strong, I'm sure, and get those points back up and rolling. And then, of course, Cody will probably be here on Tuesday. Now, he's our current leader right now, and he has got the time to beat on our WK Raceway track of a 3.195. So I think we're starting to find out what is up with Jerry's car here. Let's move over to Worlds 2 so you can see his body is ripped the body clip through the body, I believe. So Sean is going to do a little bit of work here. Now, it's that car on blue lane there. We see Andrew Neighbors there messing with it a little bit. He's going to pull it off the track. They're going to try to tape his body clip to keep it. But I will say this, here's the thing. Every week something can happen in racing. Not every week's supposed to be perfect. But Jerry is definitely one of the faster racers we have here in the rookie class. And this is unlike him to be racing in 3rd position. We usually see him running A-main times. So it is the body dragging, I suppose, is slowing him down so bad, not necessarily the tires. See, even I can be wrong. I will say that the tires are probably a contributing factor, but I don't think it's the full factor here, to say the least. So right now they're looking for a body pin. It's probably stuck in the track, maybe fell off. All right, Glenn, professional track marshal, letting everybody know to get back to their spots. Glenn's been here before. He knows what to do. And he found it. I don't know how that they looked it over, but he found it. He's there at the camel hunt now. He's got it in his hands. They've taped his body, and I think they're ready to go racing. So disappointing for Jerry Martin there, turning 99, fixing to turn his 100th lap here with 1 minute remaining. And I'll tell you, it's just one of those things. Every week's different. And this week, Jerry just wasn't able to get it to happen. Nathaniel Burden, he's pretty much had this race since after the second heat there. Derek having a little trouble getting everybody track marshal there, so they're going to hit the button. And here we go. Best lap time right now is a 6.757 from Nathaniel Burden. Ricky right there behind him with a 6.836. Ricky's been battling, trying to catch him all race long. It's boiled down to cars coming off, basically, in this. I think we're not going to see as many cars coming off in the next one. But we are going to total these up after this race and get where they finish. So this will be Ricky. Blake, take it easy, man. Blake rolling out. You can see him there in the salmon colored shirt there behind Jerry. He's been working on his RC. Put up a good race today. All right, Nathaniel's going to bring it home with 135. And then we got 120 for Ricky. Then we got 108 for Jerry. And then we got Bryson with 89. Now I got to go get their track inside numbers where their car's finished. Ricky is 10. Jerry 7. Bryson 6. Nathaniel 6-2. All right, everybody, pick your cars up. Hey, main guys, got your cars. I'm going to bring over to the track. These are the A main cars.
Oh, those are faster?
Well, they qualified faster. They could be slower, but kept their cars on. You know. We'll see. All right, so now we got to restart this again. This time it's going to be Derek out in front. And I got to get all the racers in here. So let's go select these racers real quick. Eyeball itch in there. All right, so Derek will be up first. Derek, where would you like to go? Black. All right, and then after Derek is Devin. Devin, where would you like to go? Okay. Then after Devin is Andrew. Andrew, where would you like to go? Yellow. And then after Andrew is Glenn. Glenn, where would you like to go? Orange. Okay. What do you want to be? Blue. Actually, be red. Be red. All right, we're going to put Sean on red in a rental car. All right, there we go. Chris Thomas, how's it going? Pretty good, Chris. How you doing, man? Fixing to start our A main here, so I'm pretty excited about that. And Sean, he's going to test all of our rental cars here in this race. He's just going to change them out per color. So if you don't know if you want to get in slot car racing, and you say, I don't know what it's about, we got rental cars here, and that's what Sean's going to be running. If you want to see about how fast they go in comparison to our rookie cars, which that's what we're running here too, keep an eye on Red Lane. That'll be our rental, and all the other cars will be our rookie cars. So rookie cars are quite a bit faster. Glenn grabbing his pit boy from Guillermo Sire. He's going to go out there and work on his car for a second. We got 8 round robin heats of this action. This is the A main. We need all B main people ready to track marshal. So I feel like we're missing somebody. Who we missing track marshal wise? Bryson? Bryson, we need you track marshaling. Wherever you at. There he is. All right, guys. I didn't really talk about this a while ago. Thought it was kind of self-evident from our other race, but I forgot that I was talking to new school, old school people, not rookie racers. That's my fault. If a track marshal yells track and you're off, hit the button. That's benefit to you. If you get a rider, hit the button. Okay? Don't hit the button any other way. Because if the track marshal thinks he can get you put back on in a timely fashion, he's not going to yell track. If it's in the red lane, your car comes off in the red lane, You are allowed, so the red lanes, if y'all don't know, you see these red stripes on the track? No. Bridge and the tunnel and this whole front stretch. If your car comes off on that, hit the button, okay? You don't have to yell track or nothing like that. Just hit it if it's you. Other than that, don't hit it. It's a live track. All right, guys, y'all ready? We need a track marshal. Probably well, James might be able to get it. All right, here we go, guys. All right, Chris Thomas, looking forward to seeing you all again next week in Cleveland for the Summer Flexi, this raceway, the Raceway, Cleveland, Tennessee. Yeah, we're excited. We got the RV out back ready to roll. Black Lane having some issues there. So it looks like Derek's having some body issues or something there. They're having trouble getting the guide flag in on Black. So that's going to put him in back lane here. So that was several second rider there. Luckily their cars are in one piece. Could have been a lot worse. I like it better when they control the track and I don't have to hurry up and try to do one thing here, one thing there, one thing there. Seems to work out. An honesty system. Who would have thought slot car could be so much like golf? You just trust people to be good people. Man, that was almost a full-blown J there in turn 2. Everybody but one came off. I was telling you guys, these guys ain't going to wreck as much, but I might be mistaken. It might be a constant wreck fest here. Bones, what'd you get her down to? 3-3. Oh, did you really? Eee. Or at least today, right? Who knows about Tuesday? Could be cold. Who knows? See you, Bones. Thank you. So Bones got her down to a 3-3 after that 3-2 and then rolled it out of a 3-5. So he'll figure it out. He says he knows about where to put it. If you guys like what you see and you've made it this far, as all the way through the B main into the A main, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. You guys love slot car racing, there's no doubt. Not to mention, share and like it too. That helps too. And if you want to join in on the conversation because you've been here that long, go right ahead. We got plenty of people in here that know a lot about slot car racing and have a good time. So all right, sorry about that. I should have moved over to the right. I was checking on something there. Right display here. Glenn Burton in the lead, 17, 15 for Andrew, 14 for Devin, 13 for Sean, and 12 for Derek. And, of course, we will update these points after we get done with the A main. The finishing order, whoopsie-daisy, of the B main was Nathaniel, 135, 120 Ricky, 108 Jerry, and 89 Bryson. Or Brayson, sorry. Some paper stuck here in this little booklet. All right, 20 minutes, we'll be back racing. Already in the second heat here. The Rookie Series is definitely blowing up. A lot of people enjoying it. I'll show you kind of some stuff here. As we take a look here in the right display. This is Outrunning, if you've heard me talking about it. And you can see all the people that's in it and where they're located. the first dot, second dot, third dot, fourth dot, fifth dot, etc. See Jerry there in the lead on the green spot there, moving side to side. He got chased by a cop today. He wanted to go north into the farmland there, but he got pushed down south into the fog land because of the police. Nonetheless, that happens, you know. Hey, don't mess with the police, man. Quit trying to be so quick. You hit them roadblocks, you know. I have to put you down a notch or two. Sheriff Sean McCutcheon, the guy that's actually on Green Lane right now, he come in and took his hard body car from the Pro Series and wrecked Jerry once in turn one. So timed it just perfect. Anything for a little bit of fun here. And they can have those challenges every single day for the next 75 days. I better get us back on the track here, T. T joining in. We're glitching out. We're going into space. Oh. There's T coming in from space. It looks like the chroma key is starting to have a little bit of an issue there. If I stand exactly still, you can see me.
If I get here next to you.
Yeah, I see that. All right. T been busy. She didn't have to track marshal this race. I had enough people to track marshal. That was a blessing, wasn't it? Yeah. So
Ken?
Yeah, Ken. Are they going to drag race?
No, they went home.
No, I mean, is the other guys going to drag race after this?
Mm-mm.
Okay. I didn't know if they wanted to drag race or not. I'm willing to do it. What about Brett? Is he still here?
Yeah, they're playing. They're eating right now.
Are they not going to drag race?
They didn't mention it. Ooh, looking forward to seeing everybody too. Cleveland, Tennessee.
Yeah, you're ready, ain't you, T?
I am ready. We can't bring cheese. Just
Cheese
so you
can't
guys
come.
know,
Yeah.
he's going to be at a puppy sitter's.
A puppy sitter for T. Yeah.
I know.
Yeah, I don't think Mom and Dad would like him much on the leather, would they? T has really extremely big claws. If you guys didn't know or seen from the pictures, I know y'all have seen him with them paws on his little ball. Them paws are sharp, folks. He has put holes all in my golf cart seats. So yeah, just one of them things, you know. Plus he sheds like crazy. You could comb him one day, comb all his hair out, and the next day he'd still find a way to shed. But he is a good boy, that is for sure. All right, right display. Andrew Neighbors in the lead now, 33 laps. Glenn Burden there, 31 in second. Devin Neighbors there, 29. 28 for Sean McCutcheon, 26 for Derek Neighbors. These averages are about 1 lap per heat different. Very, very close. The sun's starting to go down here in Livermore, Kentucky, and what a day it's been here at Lanes Raceway. Very busy day. A lot of people, a lot of excitement, a lot of raindrops coming in. The only place that I know of that's indoors that can rain out a race session. But nonetheless, we got the ceiling tiles angled to a certain degree that unless it just comes a straight monsoon, we should be able to run the race because it'll leak in the floor. But we'll put garbage cans there to collect it. Looks like everybody's off of the WK Raceway. Just going around checking things out. Randy Curtis, special thanks to him for putting in all that diligent work, putting that enamel paint on those lanes, getting ready to lay epoxy next week. This is going to be one fast orange track, folks, when it's done. Smooth as baby's butter, baby. I'll tell you, I don't know what else to say, but it's very, very quick track when we get done with it. The oval action there, freshly cleaned by T before the series started. 33 seconds will be going green racing. Kiddos hanging out there on turn 3 to last. Larson and a couple other boys racing. Boys just having a good time being boys, you know. It's a summer series. These guys like racing. 11 seconds to go. Nathaniel Burton put impressive first time out racing. Fresh car right out of the box. Pretty impressed with that. Of course, Nathaniel's been coming a long way there in the Pro Series. A little bit faster cars for sure. Stepping down to this might be just a little bit easier to do so. But Nathaniel doing a lot better about keeping his car on the track, and it's starting to show. Derek's car always having trouble getting put back in the slot there on orange, but he gets it put back in. Andrew's still in the lead by about 3 laps. Andrew's tough here, folks. He's going to definitely be a front runner. I asked him earlier today if he was going to join in the crew on the hard body race coming up tomorrow. He said he's going to try to make it. He has a Richard Petty and a Thunderbird, which we allow to be in the new school and old school. Kiddos having a little bit of trouble arm reach there, trying to get those cars in there. But you got to respect the grind. These kids, they're very passionate about getting these cars put back on in a timely fashion. But we were all short at one time. These kids are growing up. And at least we're going to keep these young kids here for a few years. They're not approaching the 16 yet. I think some of them are 10 and 11. So we get to keep them for at least 5 years, as long as their parents bring them. It is kind of sad, though. When they get about that 16-year age, I've already lost a couple kiddos that they lived here, you know. And they hit that 16 age mark, and it was just like a light went off. I got to have a girlfriend, and then boom, you never see them again. They come in every once in a while and say hi, but it's still kind of sad, you know. Now you kind of understand what parents go through, I suppose, when their kids get older. Kiddos doing the best they can to try to get cars put back on over there. But several of them wrecking in the third to last corner there. We see Jerry helping the kiddos out. All right, Derek, he's trying to get himself hooked up there. Everything's good now, I think. Glenn Burden letting one of the newer kids here know that he can't have a drink by the track. This is true. These are wooden tracks. They will swell if they get wet. So we appreciate Glenn letting him know that. Glenn's always pretty good to the kiddos, letting them know things without being a menace. So we appreciate Glenn for sure. All right, here we go over here to the right display here. Andrew Neighbors in the lead, 48. Oh, we got a tie for second. Glenn Burden and Devin at 45. And a tie for fourth position, Derek and Sean at 43. Tight racing, tight racing. Speaking of our Pro Series, it's new school versus old school. And that stands for new school NASCAR versus old school NASCAR. And right now, Sean McCutcheon's got a perfect record. He is yet to be beat. No one has beaten him, not one time. So it's a tough, tough way out there for sure, as they're trying to figure out how to beat him. Chat is live, YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. If you want to join in on the conversation, we're always here. Don't forget to hit that like, share, and subscribe button. And join in on the RC and slot car action here at Lanes Raceway. We're always live streaming. I think we just hit our 450th or 500th video on YouTube. So we've been doing this for about 3 years. We do it regularly, especially during series. But you can pretty much look every Sunday. We're, at the very least, live streaming. But here lately, we've been doing all of our series together. So Tuesdays, Saturdays, Sundays, and sometimes the occasional Thursday we live stream. So a lot of the times you can turn it on and we're on here chit-chatting and talking, hanging out. Sean McCutcheon, he's out there puffing on a coffin nail. I've got a little setup out there for people to sit and lounge there by the smoking section there. It's concrete out there. Got to have a nice place to sit, you know. I mean, I don't personally smoke, but I used to. And, you know, I always like places where I can sit down versus not. We're always trying to make it convenient for people to have a nice, relaxing area. If you don't smoke, don't ever pick it up. If you have smoked, I hope you can get over it. Lord helped me out a lot. It took a wreck for me to quit, but I ended up quitting. I'm thankful for it. I ended up trying to Xanax back whenever that was a thing. I'll give you some vivid dreams for sure, but I was able to overcome it, and that was pretty good. But I know they always say smoking causes cancer, but I've seen several people that smoked their whole lives. They're 90-something years old and it never did nothing to them. So I don't know. I don't like to speculate either way, but I will say this: it made my clothes stink. Ooh, a little bit of side-to-side action there coming into turn two. Red lane gave white lane a little see you later. Andrew being our leader here, coming off now in that same corner this time. You reap what you sow, I suppose. Glenn Burden now drawed it within one lap. Andrew better watch it, or he's going to lose that lead. We are halfway there, so we still have half of this race left to rock and roll. There's plenty of racing left to go. Let's swap over to Cam 2 and see it from a different perspective here. You see our bleachers here at Lanes Raceway. If you just want to come in and watch these guys race, you're more than welcome to come in, just hang out and sit on the bleachers and watch them race. It's a pretty good view of the blue track from there. Kind of represent it here by the camera just a little bit about how high you would be viewing the track, so you get a full view for sure. And I've set up there during the Flexi Challenge and actually used that little red button hanging off the top rung to kill the track. Now, of course, that's unhooked now, but pretty good spot. Cody, you enjoying yourself some nachos? Tell you what, man, those are good. Nachos over at Livermore Subway, our sponsor here at Lanes Raceway. We do appreciate them helping us out here at Lanes Raceway and all the racers. They put up $1,000 last year for the win on the Four Crowns. Jay Latham, our king, still at Lanes Raceway. He's been the king for the past 2 years. The only 2 years we've ran it. Jay Latham, king of Lanes Raceway. Andrew Neighbors in the lead, 64-62 tied. Glenn Burden and Devin Neighbors. Ooh, a little tight run there. 59 for Derek and Sean McCutcheon, 58. .59 seconds. We'll be back green racing. We'll be in round robin 5 of 8. Andrew, our leader. And I believe... Oh, nope, I haven't. I need to do one for Glenn. And I don't know if Nathaniel is in the series, if he bought a series box or not, or if he's getting in out running or not. But I still need to do Glenn's challenge for today, which is a drag race. So the neighbors did theirs last week on this rung, and the challenge is that Glenn has to beat me and T in a drag race to get a gold. So let's see if he can do it. Brayson, I drag raced him earlier today for his, and I did a .024, which was not a bad light, to say the least. But Brayson pulled out a 999 on me, a 0009, and smoked me. There's nothing I could do there. It's perfect. So Devin coming off right off the mat there in turn 2. Larson actually jumping in on the mix, helping out. Track marshal. Appreciate Larson. He's a good track marshal, both RC and slot cars. Man, Red Lane having some trouble there getting in the slot. I will say this. Derek, he might be losing this race just simply because of his guide flag, because that is about the 3rd or 4th time I've seen people struggle getting his car put in. So he definitely needs to check that guide flag out, maybe pull on a wire here or there to get that thing to float back to the middle. Not Devin, I'm sorry, Derek. Derek on Red Lane. Derek, of course, with the orange and white car there. One of our top qualifiers, too. And Devin full trigger there underneath the bridge. Oh, those two cars collide in turn two. And here comes Derek off in turn two again. This time, Nathaniel was able to get him back in pretty good. Turn two is rough this heat for people. It's like everybody is wrecking on turn two every single time. It's in the red zone. Of course, the racers know to hit track. Derek's car now probably got brake issues there out of turn three. Kept popping out. Looks like he's maybe seated back down a little bit here. We'll see as he comes through turn two. Back in, stepped out a little bit, but it's holding at least. Glenn Burden now in the lead by 1 lap there on Blue Lane. 15 left to go here in round robin 5. We'll be popping up into round robin 6 here shortly. And Jerry full business there on the camel hump. 6 seconds left to go. Tied up. Glenn Burden to Andrew 77, but Andrew dropping down 2 laps just this heat alone. Now they're checking the guide flag here. Ricky is looking at Derek's car to figure out why it's having such an issue there. All right, as a heat over in a rotation, what a brutal heat. I'm almost thinking that we're seeing more wrecks out of the A main than we are the B main. That's constituting here from laps alone. 78, 77, 74, 73, 70. So 8 laps separating first from last. Glenn Burden right now in the lead with 78. Andrew 77. Devin 74. Let's go review a little bit of the other lap times here from our B main. Top number is 135 after 8, 122nd, 108 for third, and 89 for Brayson there in fourth in our B main. So we're slowly starting to catch those numbers there, but I don't know. I don't know if they'll get there or not. So much wrecking's been taking place. Here comes Sean.
So far, they're running good.
Oh, are they?
There's nothing wrong with the cars. They're all consistent about the same.
Well, Derek's orange, white, and yellow car there has issues with the guide flag. Y'all are having trouble putting him in.
Yeah, it might be a little tight.
I don't know. Every time I try to put him in, they struggle about it.
There's a touch tight. That's probably because a common misconception that a lot of people have when they're first starting out is, oh, my car loosens up too much. I need to tighten my guide flag.
Yeah.
You want that guide flag loose, or you get stuck sideways.
I like mine to snap back to the center. All right, folks, here we go. 4 red lights dropping out to green round robin 6 of 8. 2/3 of the way. And Glenn Burden out in the lead, crossing the line now as he goes through 1, 2, and 3. Now camel hump. He doesn't really have anyone out in the way. See a car coming off there on red. That's Devin, currently third position, as Glenn goes side by side with him and makes a pass. But Devin not making it easy as Devin bounces off of Glenn. Glenn's got enough speed and momentum to go that it didn't end up knocking him off. If we get enough people, you'll have to go talk to T. Let her know you want to. Well, just let her know, buddy. If we get enough, we will. Okay, that'll work. Enough for me. I'm good with 2. I'm always good as long as there's a race. Larson wanted to know if we're going to have a drag race tonight, and I told him, I said, hey, I'm down. We didn't schedule one today, but if enough people show up and want to do it, we are good to do one, and it looks like enough people are wanting to do one. I'm down if there's just 2 people in the drag race. I'll line them up. I mean, I don't care. But as for scheduling it and making, our post extremely long, I usually just post 2 things. So today we did a RC race in this. Richie Austin Gabriel exclamation mark. Richie Gabe was on earlier. He was hanging out with Bo Jackson in the Virgin Islands. All right, let's see here. Wrong one. Right display. Right display. Andrew Neighbors out in the lead, 95 laps. Glenn Burden, 95 laps. I don't know which one's in front of who. Kind of lost track of that. And then 88, 88, 88. Derek, Devin, and Sean all tied. So this one's definitely going to boil down to finishing position, it looks like. And we are going to have a few ties on this race, most likely. Richie says I need to buy some more wax melts. Richie, you just call in and let T know what you want, and we can bring them by. All you got to do is let us know. Got several flavors and smell concoctions. Like I said, it really needs a re-up here. We've been going through the wax melts more than anything here. But wax melts, the cologne car sprays, and there was something else too. They've all been selling really good. Bono slot cars. Hey, I don't know. The more I hear about this man, because I sent Bono scuba to Gabe because Gabriel's down there scuba diving and checking out all the fish and everything and sunken boat wrecks and all that. It's funny, man. Bo knows everything. All right, Richie. Yeah, give her a call, man. She ain't doing nothing but over there sitting behind the cash register right now anyway. We was lucky enough to have enough racers to track marshal tonight, so it's been a blessing. 7 seconds, we'll be back racing here. Four red lights dropping out to green. Here we go. We got this one and one more. If these guys are going to make a move for the victory, they better do it now. Glenn Burden currently out in the lead, followed by Andrew Neighbors, now passing the line there. So about a full lap difference between the two. And Andrew just now getting involved in a little bit of an incident there, it looked like. It's going to be close. It's going to be close and very tight. 97, 97, 91, 91, 91. Close racing here. 3-way tie for third. And Sean stopping right in the dead strip. For those that don't know, Sean's in our Pro Series, and he's doing that. Special thanks to James and Sean, though. Sean being my policeman today. Sheriff Sean, and outrunning on the outskirts. And James helping us out, track marshal here. Appreciate that, too. All right, here we go. 4 red lights dropping out to green. Had a little rider action there. Derek popped off. Got on a rider's lane there by the camel hump portion of the track. Yeah, we got 5 guys wanting a drag race here. Here's our drag strip here. I think you guys have seen it before. Here's another view of it. It looks like 2 guys lining up down there. It looks to be Brett and Jaden going to do some practice runs here. Yeah, we'll get them set up for a drag race after this race. Usually on spur of the moment drag races we do 3 and 3, which is $3 buy-in, $3 buy-out or buy-back in the first round. All right, Andrew Neighbors now taking that top spot by 1 lap. Currently 1 lap up on Glenn Burden at 110. 109 for Glenn Burden. 104 for Derek Neighbors. 103 for Devin Neighbors. And 102 for Sean McCutcheon. So they were all 3 tied there for a minute. I guess a couple wrecks happened. Separated their ties. Currently the points, we'll go over here to the point standings for the rookies. And you can take a look here. Our leader right now looks to be Devin Neighbors at 170. But that is going to change today. RC. Box Talk Series. There we go. I'm ready to do the points. 20 seconds we'll be racing. All right, folks. Here it boils down to it all right here. We'll go over a little bit of reviews here, see how close they are to the B mains. 135 is the most laps turned there in the B main. That is Nathaniel Burden. We'll see if anybody's going to be able to touch that. It'll be close. Like I said, there's been a lot more wrecks here in the A main than we've seen in the B main, so Daniel Burden has a good chance at this if he minds his P's and Q's here. Andrew is wrecking there on turn 1. He is going to have to watch it here as Glenn Burden is pulling up on him close. So we see Andrew coming around the front stretch here, going around to turn 1, then followed by Glenn Burden there on yellow lane, literally about a corner behind him with 1 minute and 16 seconds left to go. Very close racing between these two. As we see Derek coming off in turn 1. Glenn right there behind him side by side with Derek. Derek's going to get out in front of Glenn here. This will cause trouble for Glenn a little bit. Glenn's going to have to try to make that pass without getting into Derek. Very close racing side by side here. Oh, as we see Derek coming off, Glenn's going to make it through. 51 seconds left to go. We might be seeing Nathaniel Burden be the winner out of the B main actually here. At 43 seconds left to go, 15 laps need to be made by Glenn Burden. Derek having issues there on purple lane. Andrew Neighbor now wrecking several times there on black in that turn 1, costing him as Glenn Burden's going to come up and get another lap on him here. Ten more laps needed just to tie. I don't think it's going to happen, folks. I think we're going to see, for the first time, a B-mainer take home the win. All right, we are actually going to see that. All right, everybody leave your cars where they're at, please. All All right, I'm going to go out here, folks. Let's see here. Derek, 118. Devin, 120. Andrew, 125. Glenn, 127. And then Sean not being counted. Going to go out here and get their ending numbers. All right, blue lane. Who's blue? Devin? So that's a 98. All right, who is purple? Derek? That's a 99. Andrew, 9. 10. Okay. Yep, everybody, y'all can get your cars. Thank you. All right, now I got to get them all in order here, folks, for their points. So
did I get a gold, silver, or bronze for that challenge?
you get a nothing. All right, let's see here. Here we go. We got 8 total racers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
My car ran fairly consistent.
Nathaniel first. And let's see, 25, 27. Glenn second. 125 is next. That is going to be Andrew. And then 120 will be next after that, and that is going to be a tie between Rick and Devin. Devin's going to get it. He had a 98, and Rick had a 10. So Devin, Ricky. And then looks like an 18 there is going to be for Derek. And then Jerry with a 108. And Brayson with 89. Okay. So it'll be 100, 95, 90, 85, 80, 75, 70, 65. All right. Let's go over here to the points real quick. Sorry about that. I had to do all that right there. And let's get some of these points in here. Now, we don't have Glenn or Nathaniel in here, but just know that they're going to get 195 points here. But let's get everybody else on here. Starting with Andrew. $65 plus 90. $255 right now. The next up is going to be Devin at 85. So it'll be 170 plus 85. It's 255 for Devin. So we got a tie there. Ricky is going to get 80 points. So let's find Ricky here. 165. That'll be 245. All right, the next up is Derek with 75. Find Derek here at 165. That'll be 240. Oops, there we go. The next up is Jerry Martin. Jerry Martin at 95. And he's going to get 70. That'll make him 165. And then Brayson, he's not on here either. Oh, yeah, he is. Brayson right here. Got him. Brayson going to get his first points at 65. All right, excellent. So right now, Glenn and Nathaniel with 100, Glenn 95, which I'm going to get them on here in a minute. I might have to get their colors and their name and stuff put in here. We'll get them on the rookie flexi points list here. Right now, your lead is a tie. Devin Neighbors and Andrew Neighbors at 255. Battling it out, folks. Guys, thank you for tuning in to our rookie box stock class here at Lanes Raceway. If you're interested in getting into it, next week will be our midway cutoff, so you can come in and get you one. Next week will be our last week that you can really get in and complete. But we got 4 more races after next week. But next week will be our 4th race, so you are more than welcome to come in and get one. $149 is what they cost. You get a car, controller, a box, oil, glue, an extra set of braid, and a block to bend it on. And then a carrying case for it all. So pretty good deal for $145, and that's what all these guys are racing. All the gears are the same, all the motors are the same, everything's the same. That's why these racers are boiling down to ties. These guys are really racing their hearts out and having a good time. Not to mention, if you get one of those, you also can get entered free into our outrunning. You get a little paper and you get your little license like the rest of these guys got right here. You can see little faces with their license, and you can join in on the run. If you make it all the way to the end and you get 4 of the parts required, after you fill out these little things, you will get a car for a cannonball run race that we're going to have, and the winner of that's going to get a nice prize. They're going to love that prize, I'm telling you. It's going to be great. But anyways, guys, thank you guys for tuning in and watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and send this out to anybody that likes hobby racing and having a good times. But thank you. God bless you, and we'll see you next live stream, which will be tomorrow for the new school and old school.